Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
It's
Don and
and
Julia.
with this week's Your Weekly Miracle. And today we are talking about when we get upset by a situation or a person. It is, in fact, us being set up by the universe. An upset equals
A
a setup.
setup. And what's the setup for? It's an opportunity. It's
Yeah.
an opportunity to grow, to see things differently, how we are in situations.
Yes, absolutely. And the idea of the upset is really when we get triggered in a situation by something somebody does or says that we feel is personally directed towards us. Um, it's really, really easy to focus on the other person. But there's another way to look at this, which is actually much more constructive. And over time, if you do this every time someone upsets you, you will actually start to shift your
Yeah,
reality.
the good thing to do is like what she was saying when you look at another person and say they upset me, but the setup is then to look at yourself and go, what am I carrying?
What's my
What's
part?
my part in this? What am I carrying that triggered?
Yeah. So seriously, the triggering, when we get triggered, that's the setup. We're upset, but that's the setup that should lead us, hopefully, to this point where we say, what's my part? Dismiss the messenger. So the person who delivered the affront, delivered the hurt. I mean, it's really, really hard to do this because we're often emotional when we're triggered. That's what triggering is, right? So how do we release the messenger with love when they've been rude to us or upset us? I had an issue,
Yeah, you should tell your story now.
yeah, with somebody I work with a few years ago, and I repeatedly felt like he was very rude, dismissive, and it really upset me. And it just kept happening until I decided to really look at the upset that I was receiving from him whenever he did this. And
And just to show how this can be personally tailored to each one of us, this person was a very good friend of mine I'd known for decades,
yeah,
but
didn't
totally
like me
upsetting
at all.
Julia. And
Or
and
didn't it
she
didn't feel like he liked me. And of course that
yeah.
was part of my piece, was this feeling of rejection that I was receiving. And to the extent that I was getting triggered by him, it was actually, we were a reflection of each other, because what I ultimately found out from just working on the way I felt when he would come at me was that he felt rejected in the situation he was in. He wasn't happy in the workplace. He wanted to be somewhere else. He was missing being at home. And all those things were coming up. And we were basically reflecting this feeling of not wanting to be there and not wanting to be, not accepting of the situation and not liking the situation. He felt rejected. I felt rejected. And it was just bouncing backwards and forwards until somebody was able to break the chain of this by actually coming at the situation in a different way from a deeper awareness. So this is something that we can all do if we're triggered. It's not easy. Nobody said this was easy, but each setup is almost like it's personally tailored.
You should tell what happened. She asked him to help her with something at work, and he just ran off and did it.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, there came a point where I actually needed somebody to help me, and it was almost like the universe set up an opportunity for this piece to heal. So even though I was afraid of rejection, I put that aside and I asked for his help, which in turn made him feel needed and wanted in the situation, which he wasn't feeling.
Which he hadn't been feeling on the
Not from
workplace.
me, but from
Just in
other
general.
people, from
Yeah.
just being in this particular workspace. When he came through for me after I asked him for help, I just said, "Oh my God, you're amazing. Thank you so much." And I hugged him. And I could feel the confusion and resistance in his body when I went to thank him physically. He didn't know what to do with it. He sort of railed against it for a moment, and I just kept saying, "Thank you. Thank you so much. You really helped me. You really saved my bacon today." And eventually his face started to sort of soften and crack, and even then I said, you were amazing. And he said, "No, I'm not." And so at that point I got to see this sense of rejection. He was like a 12-year-old kid. "No, I'm not. I'm not amazing."
And it got to the point where every time they would see each other, at our workplace, they would hug, and they became closer and closer to the point to where when his mother passed away, he sobbed in Julia's arms because they felt they had healed. This upset that became a setup allowed healing
So
for
much
both of them.
healing for this particular piece for both of us. And it was amazing. It was miraculous. And this is something that we all have the power to do.
So an upset can be a setup for wonderful things if we choose to look at it that way and look at our own pieces that we carry in it.
Yeah, they always have these core issues for us that are being delivered by the messenger. All right.
The great messenger in the sky.
Or the great messenger on the
All
ground
right.
in this case. All right, we'll see you next time. And please do leave us a comment if you've struggled with something like this, or you're struggling with something like this. If you think we can help you, that's what we're here for. So go away and apply this in your relationships. I think you'll be surprised. We love you. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye for now.
Bye.